Then, mhm. Hmm? Oh, the 7 gig download from the G. Classic, not TG. Okay. for the server. What the heck? Okay. I think we should have closed down MTG and reopened it, I guess. It's already 10 o'clock. Eagles playing Call of Duty. Outside, mini golfing. Brad's in final. Hold on. Some marinara, penne pasta with smoked turkey and smoked Italian chicken sausage, and then just some sauteed veggies, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder. I think soy sauce. Oh, don't drink soda. I have a thing of 7-Up and I need to finish it, not waste it. Hmm? Wait, hold up. What? No, but is it? Did the driver lock the doors? It's a little weird. Alright. Is it bubbles? There we go. Or you change something. Or Angela. She changed something like she got her. I think she got her haircut. Yeah. Either it's the same setup or different setup, or she changed her lighting. Oh, interesting. Speak of. Alright. Hold I have Sotara. He's invading. Okay. Where's he gonna apply pressure? How? Well, he's since seeing his top side gone. Probably wouldn't stick around on his top side, right? The problem is, Speaker didn't realize, but he just sent the enemy Lee Sin into the Twisted Fate. I don't know how he recognized what he just did. He launched the Lee Sin into his mid laner. I think he was too focused on trying to capture Ari. But like a support player to a support player, or mid laner to a mid laner, or jungler to a jungler, immediately thinking of their immediate kind of rival on the map. But Spica turned off his brain and didn't think about his rival on the map. I just thought about making a play. Thank goodness the mid laner is a great team player and didn't care as jungler got him killed. But he threw away his XP and minions in the mid wave out fight for Red Bull. That's a good team. That's a good mid laner. That's good people. So, as a jungler, you have to then look at your wave states of your teammates when you're walking back to lane, but actually prior to lane. So when your teammates recall, you need to look at the wave state that it's at and make a determine whether or not to rotate top or bot. So Lee Sin deduced probably that, okay, the opposing Gragas is not on the map, and the wave state's in a bad position for bot lane. Let me kill them. So they had a nice 3v2 rotation. So in this instance, there's actually two plays. You either go dragon or you go top side. They could have 3v1 mid, but they're gonna try to secure dragon. There's only two plays they can make. There's no vision topside from. Wait, is that a map cover? No. There's no vision topside, so the top laner, Udyr, isn't helping the team. It isn't helping the team determine Positioning the jungler on his top side. So the jungler, you don't have to place the ward in river. You actually want to place the ward on an enemy jungle camp. At least by placing a ward on an enemy jungle camp, you understand whether or not he's defending, rotating, or invading. Or just simply going through the rotation or camp clear. I mean, how can I explain it to these motherfuckers? These motherfuckers. Like, I would say any player would feel great beating other Grandmaster players and beating other Diamond players. You know. Okay, jungle is fine because of speaker, but I'd have to see. He doesn't tab a lot. I need to tab because I want to see kind of. Actually, that back I'd have to. He's just tabbing just to tab. He's just tabbing just to tab. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I forgot it's not on auto. Someone needs to push midway. Actually, it's Lorlo's responsibility to be mid lane right now. But why did all the teams throw away all that XP? Like what? Doesn't make any sense. Was he 17 CS at 6 minutes? What? Is Lola okay? Well, I hope whatever he's doing, he figures it out. Because I don't know why he's 17 CS at 6 minutes. Actually, there's no excuse for that because he's a pro. So he might be actively throwing a game. Lola actively throwing a game because he was at 17 CS 6 minutes. He's a pro player. I don't think a pro player will ever have that score line. Yeah, first 3 waves are free every single time. You have to let him go. You have to let him go. There's no need for Pobo to rotate. All you gotta do is just look at the health of your jungler, right? He was dead in arrival. Did Pobelter just miss how much uncontested CS? Is he okay? Is everybody okay? Why do I go into 3 streams? I go into 3 streams. What is going on here? 3 different streams, and all 3 players are goofing off. if I count the 8 CS that I saw Paul Belter miss earlier and the possibility of losing another. He's already lost 13. Okay. So he only lost negative 13 CS. Now, if I would, if I was a coach to Paul Belter, I would simply explain to him, how do you feel about preventable CS? That 13 CS, he would be at 58 at 6:30. That's 13 CS in gold. What is that? Almost a kill worthy of gold, right? Nice. Good kill. 4v4. 1-1 trade. Okay. 4v2. No. Follybear died. Enemy Journalist 3-0. Enemy Midlaner 3-1. Oh, it's 3-2-4. 3-kill ADC, 3-kill mid lane, 3D, 3-kill jungler. Why does Lulu have a kill? Why does Nautilus have a kill? I was trying to, it should still be on MTGA? Right? Yeah. I need to play this window. Okay, sure. Get started. Do graphics. Just do windowing. Oh. Oh, nice. Okay. Just easier for my screen. Mail. Trap boost update. Cool. Thank you for some free packs. 3 more packs. 3 more packs. What was that? The cons of Tarkir. It was on Arena. Battle of Tarkir's. Oh shit! Good thing I picked that up. I was gonna disappear. Carlo Manor. You must be back on a certain plane. Arena Weekly. Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Nice. It's always good to be back in Ixalan. Oh, is that Iolon? Yeah, Iolon. My apologies. Cool. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're open up 5 packs. But before I do that, I have to because of the whole. I was right in the middle of editing a video. was rewatching a VOD that I did. Metal Defect MTG map. This is 1 cost black, creature loves it. 5 cost blue, 4/5. 5 costs green white, 4/4. What is this? Creature's centaur. Cultural warning is battlefield, turn face down, put X on the counter zone, or X is the number of other creatures you control. It's pretty good. It's really good. It's a really good 5 cost 4/4 that is stronger. I don't know what Disguise does. You may cast this card face down. For 3. It's a 2/2 creature with Ward 2. Turn to face up anytime for its Disguise cost. That's nice. That is a really cool mechanic. That is a really cool mechanic because people are like, what? The Ward 2 protects the card. The Disguise also helps in terms of the strategic capability with the card. And so, sometimes this will reduce and stop certain spells from targeting the highest power creature that's on the board. And you can then kind of fight in stages and in waves. So you do not bait your opponent or lose your opponent on opportune turns for first strikes and for flashes. So, interesting. I was in the middle of editing this video. I was putting chapters or timestamps. How long is this video? The video's only 2 hours long, but I'm moving chunks. Hold up. I did not just click the wrong thing. Oh, I'm good. I know where I'm at. Okay. Let me skip to 50 minutes. Oh yeah, I'm going over too much physics, so. Timestamp 53 minutes. Ionic Propulsion. Same thing I'll say now on March 1st that I said on January 6th and on the 7th of February? January 6th, 7th February, and now. Humans are stupid. And so in 1924, 100 years ago, they did not have very much any understanding of the technology that was around them. They were just like refrigerator. That's what it does. They didn't care about how it worked. Or like, holy shit, we have lights now at 8:24. They didn't care how it worked. It's just now it's like we can stay out later. We can party longer. We can have more music shows longer. Welcome more soda pop. Welcome more. You're going from in a 30-year span, right? 1890, 1900, 1910, 1920. That 30-year span, you saw tech literally go from, hey, this is how we do movies with a flame and filament and bouncing flame off of a line paste filament to now let's refine more metal. And then we have now electricity after Thomas Latimer, black engineer that creates a light bulb underneath Thomas Edison. The very onus to the light that you see now, the light in your camera, the light off the LEDs, the light bulb you see today, all goes back to a black American engineer for all of humanity. Thomas Latimer created the light bulb. And so an American black engineer and a very much racist, hateful America in 1890s took his idea and Edison took credit for it. It's not fucking surprised. He also created the refrigerator. So Thomas Latimer, as an engineer, as a black American engineer, created the refrigerator, the thing that you take advantage of today for all of humanity across the whole world, pays credence and respect and honor to a black American engineer. And the very light bulb and the light you see that helps save lives or keep people up at night or for hospitals, All goes back to a black American engineer, Thomas Latimer, father of light bulb. And the refrigerator. Like fucking A. So I was putting a timestamp talking about engineering because in a 30-year time span from 1890 to 1920, fucking humans had no fucking clue about anything or the technology around them, how it worked. They were just like, holy shit, we got electricity. Oh, what it is? Holy shit, we got lights. It allows for more musicians, more plays, more entertainment to just last longer. People to stay in the office longer. Reduced accidents and saving people's lives and less car wrecks. It's all good stuff. They literally would ride bungee carts. Bungee carts are like horse and carriage. Count on the prod. You had people riding horses holding a candlelight in like a glass filament or a lantern. Basically, lanterns before there were lanterns were just candles and a glass entrapment trying to protect the flame. And you were literally walking. The speed and pace at which you walk was like you couldn't see that far. You know? There used to be a whole career field of people walking around lighting the gas lamps for cities. Extremely fucking dangerous too. Holy shit! Kids, adults having exploding gas with glass blow city lights and destroy people's hands and faces. Bless their hearts, but fucking horrible engineering. So literally, quite incredible what happens when you grow up in American racist empire as they suppress the achievements of black engineers. Basically, for decades and decades, humans all across the world are learning false history, whitewashed American history, the wrong information, the wrong history. Leaving blind spots to humans' intelligence. Because the very basis of their information is stacked upon lies. So I was just putting a timestamp in an older video talking about ionic repulsion. So I'll try to sum up that timestamp as I submit this video. The 1st of March for the 7th of February and for the 6th of January, I think. When I talked about this 3 times. In 1924, humanity even now is stupid. Humanity back then was even more fucking stupid before the internet. There was less people on the planet, but the vast majority of people were uneducated, so you had a higher increase of fucking stupidity. And so then you had a very small few evil women and men controlling mass news networks, swaying the minds of the disassociated and disinformed, and the idiocy and stupidity of humanity. And so then now, at least into the 21st century, we have a much more higher educated population and more advancements in academics for all of humanity, for the whole world, which helps alleviate and combat idiocy and stupidity and dumb fucking humans. And so goal primary right now for 21st century is to get food and babies' mouths. Because even here in fucking America, shit fucking GOP tried to remove the tax credit, which would have forced anywhere between 17 to 24 million children back into scarcity, back into lack of nutrition, and back into having enough food. So what they found was the tax child credit did was that mothers and fathers and mothers of children in America that are poor, because when you have 340 to 360 million Americans, people need to understand that when you have a subset of anywhere between 17 and 24 million, that poverty just sits so low you don't interact with them. So there's 168 million working adults. They're not children in the poverty section that are dying. So we have anywhere between 17 and 24 million children that are so poor with their family members or living solo, orphaned, that are starving, even here in America, because humans are fucking stupid. Because of the 168 million working adults in America that are 18 plus, those are the only people that you see and interact with. In your everyday life, I fucking guarantee you that 80%, 90% of the time, you are running into the 18 and plus, so you're running into the working adult American class. But there's a whole subset of demographics of children that are still children and teenagers that are starving in America. So when we had the child tax credit, we alleviated tens of millions of children out of poverty. And where does that money immediately fucking go? Food into their mouths. And then guess what that does? It raises the overall talent of everything, of education, of the workforce. But if you're, as you walk around as an adult, 18 plus, the vast majority of the fucking time, you're running into the working adult class of America, the 168 million people that are churning and moving around in life. You're not wasting your time, energy, or even thought processes on the starving children in America. We literally have to create so many organizations. You know how hard it is to feed 1 million people? Okay. You know how hard it is to feed 10 million people? Okay. You know how hard it is to fucking feed 24 million people? Okay. We've created so many nonprofits to try to feed the poor American child here in America that we even had to then offshore our own organization because we realized, holy shit, nonprofits are doing everything they can to try to feed starving, poverty-stricken children in America, and that we even try to help feed children in other countries. And yeah, but this goes back to 1924 America, the idiocy, stupidity, idiocracy of fucking not understanding any fucking technology around them, how it works, how it operates, what it does. And so now, even in 2024, as we advance ionic propulsion, we still have, which is going to change transportation for all of humanity, we still have, West Virginia is falling apart. Mississippi is quite literally falling apart. Montana is literally fucking falling apart. West Virginia and Mississippi are so bad that their infrastructure is falling apart. Bridges are collapsing, roads are collapsing, hospitals are decaying, schools are closing, increase in suicides, increase in meth use in West Virginia and Mississippi. We're the number one most powerful economy in the world, number one most powerful country in the world. But we allow 2 states to just kind of fall apart. You ever the infrastructure is so bad that you have to keep bringing up the horrible pipes, the horrible repair systems, the horrible corrosion of the infrastructure for West Virginia and Mississippi. That's affecting their towns and cities. So the fuck do I have 200 billionaires, living in California when, like, hey, those asshats, like, if they would just use their fucking brain, could move into Mississippi and move into West Virginia and buy dirt cheap fucking land and literally shift 14,000 people or shift 30,000 or 50,000 people to those states, changing their whole economy. So instead of, if they use their fucking brains, like any, like Google, TSMC, Facebook, whatever, like, why keep building and paying increased taxes in California because they're stupid, and just buy land in West Virginia and Mississippi for dirt fucking cheap and then rebuild your facilities out there. And then you could probably build your own municipalities around your engineering plants that you need. Because the fucking Facebook, Google, Microsoft have gotten so fucking big, and Oracle have gotten so fucking big that they need massive data farms. And they need they build the chemicals to keep the coolants so they can save money to keep the data farms cool or to run their fucking servers. The sheer fucking cost of keeping server rooms cold is a problem. Literally, the extraction of heat from server rooms is so massive that takes up a ton of fucking energy. Well, if they just Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, would have just picked up their facilities and built them in Mississippi and Alabama and in Virginia and in West Virginia, and you have dirt cheap fucking land, You can then build better facilities. Um, you could pay your fucking engineers a ton of fucking money, and they pay less in taxes to those states, and they really change their whole economies. And infuse those economies with a better economy and more liberal views and more Democrats. And they can then build their freaking cities, have their own municipalities, build their own plants for the chemicals to keep their server farms cooled, and start building up their own homes and everything. Have their own. Well, they probably should have their own police force. The police force and firefighting force should probably still be of the guts of the city and not bought by Microsoft, Google, or whatever. And instead, it's let's pay everyone a lot of money, right? But then you're in the Bay Area, and then they're like, well, we're still going to drop millions of dollars on the homes, or we're still going to like pay a incredible amount of money to build massive facilities and still pay the money to just sit here. And they're going to keep growing. And so, it's just, imagine you tell your engineers and developers and operations, front end, back end devs, you tell them, hey, you could just build a bigger house. You can have more land. We can start building our own cities, Mississippi, West Virginia, Virginia. Start building our own and just have way more control. Instead, they're already squeezed into the Bay Area. Like, you seen where Apple's at? Apple's right across the street from Apple are like one-story suburb buildings on like a 2-lane road. There's a massive campus, and like 50 feet away, there's just like a whole row of one-story suburb buildings, and no one takes that road. You know why? Because if you drive down that road, there's like 1 or 2 exits, but no one takes those exits because there's just like docks to drop stuff off because they don't want to disturb the suburbs of the people living there. They don't want a 4-lane road with 2 lanes going each way to be full of Apple employees leaving the compound. So they literally force the companies to even build their facilities next to any kind of expressway or central way, or near the highway, because they were so massive trying to shift tens of thousands of employees. That's what I find so fucking funny. So they're like, the building is so big that they didn't even want to disturb this northmost neighborhood of suburbs. The only 2 exits are basically like docking for like 18-wheelers, and the vast majority of their people had to arrive through the street that used to belong to a mall. Valco Mall like doesn't exist anymore, and it's the what's it called? The Apple campus is over there, and then it's so funny. And like Facebook is so massive that they built their facility. It's like right on the edge of Sunnyvale. It's like right near the water. They built their facility out to where there used to be like old warehouses. And then Google has their compound right in the middle of Mountain View, but Google has gotten so massive that they've had to buy property in, I think, every single city in the Bay Area. Like, Google is so massive, they just buy buildings, and they're just extra annexes and Google satellite buildings. And Apple did the same thing. Apple is so massive, they just buy up old medical buildings and old offices. Like, if people don't understand, Apple is so massive. It's just random Apple buildings because they have so many fucking employees and they're like in every single fucking city. Their workforce is so massive that it can't fit in one city. It can't fit on their main compound, that they had to buy up offices all across the Bay Area. Same thing with Google. Google's gotten so big, they have offices in like San Bruno and San Francisco, and near Stanford, near Palo Alto, near Los Altos, and in Google, and Santa Clara, and San Jose. Google is so massive. They have compounds and satellites all around the Bay Area because they don't have enough room. So those 4, I think some other person online called it the FANG. It's like Facebook, Alphabet. I forgot what the N stands for. And then Google or something. Oh, it's Apple, my bad. Facebook, Apple. I forget what the N stand for. I don't know. It's supposed to be Microsoft? FAMG? I could have sworn they called it FANG or something like that. It was the acronym for all the tech companies. But basically, major tech companies should have just lift up their fucking workforce and move somewhere where there's plenty of room. That'd make more sense. You know what that would instantly cause? That would instantly make the Bay Area back to the arts would thrive. The Bay Area still has the arts, but like San Francisco should be like a jazz mecca. Like San Jose should be like a jazz mecca, and there'd be more people. Instead, you get 4 to 5 or 6 major tech companies, and their workforce isn't. Not they're not for the arts. I mean, they're still probably going out and enjoying stuff, but like not really. The massive tech workforce is they're out and about. They can go to clubs or bars, whatever. But imagine all that workforce is in Texas or the Midwest. Then all those homes from all that workforces, those homes would be more like general populace would kind of spread out, or it would create a massive reverberating effect in terms of housing. But either way, the only reason people live where they live is to be close to work. So, and even that, people, young engineers in their 20s, and programmers and med techs and finance techs, will live and operate in SF because of the entertainment. And then they'll commute an hour or 2 hours to work because they don't care about the distance from work. So you have individuals that will, they wanted more land, they want a big house for their family, so they'll be in 2 to 4 hours away. They'll live 4 hours away, or they'll live 2 hours away, and they'll travel via train. Because even when I was going to university in San Francisco, and I was driving for Uber during this time, like back in 2017, when I graduated in 2021, 2017, I'm driving around for Uber. I would pick up this, it could be a doctor. Pick up from downtown. I'm like done with my college, a 4-hour college class, and then and I was like done doing labs. I was done being in the studio for 2 or 3 hours. So my day is done. 10 hours go by or whatever. At night, I'm like, all right, let me hop in for 2 hours, and I pick up a doctor, and he like missed the train or something like that left SF, and then he's like, hey, we're going all the way back to, I think he said Fremont, or like I think he said like the hills near Fremont or something at first, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, bro, like we'll make the drive. But for him, it's easy. It's just I'm being paid to drive one way an hour plus, and then I realize when you move past Milpitas and Fremont and you go into the hills, it takes longer to get there because the roads are smaller, and they built homes and a whole bunch of home complexes up there, and so higher elevation, and then I drop them off, and then I'm realizing, god damn, I gotta drive from wherever hills I was at on the east side of the bay back to Milpitas, and then connect back to the highways, and then across the bridge, or either just to get back towards SF. So like I said, it's like you can pay someone a ton of money and they make the 2-hour commute to work, but like that's also because public transportation is horrible. But it just goes back to same thing with the engineers. They'll live in SF and make the hour commute down south back to Mountain View. They'll live in SF, they'll live in Walnut Creek, and they make the hour 30 commute or the hour commute via train, or an hour 30 by a train. Sometimes an hour, almost 2 hours if there's delays or emergencies or stuff happens. To go south to work at one of the big tech campuses. But the area is devoid of the entertainment aspect that, like you said, suburbs, massive tech companies. So suburbs is just like restaurants, family event stuff, right? More community-centric city stuff. And then massive tech offices. Because these people can't comprehend, they don't understand. Microsoft has to have offices in all the cities because they have too many employees. Google has to have offices in every single city because they have too many employees. They don't have room. But then their workforce will live near SF because it's entertainment. SF has the nightlife, the nightclubs, the bars, entertainment, Chase Center, arts, music, Broadway, musicals, concerts, all that, Warfield, all those, other very concert hall, music halls, tons of bars, restaurants, of course. grade A restaurants and all that. Some of the best restaurants in the world are in SF. So if you're in your 20s and you got money from working finance, working the med field, being sales, being in the tech field, you live in SF. But they'll make the commute back down. And really only Twitter and SF was maintaining their building. And even then, I heard Twitter was going to sell their building because they're kind of doing what I was thinking. They use their brains. They realize, well, why are we here in this massive city? We could move to a separate city, create a whole other economy, and either just build their own homes for their own employees, start thinking like a university campus. Universities will start building their own homes on campus grounds for their professors and all that. So when you have like maybe tenured engineers or whatever, they'll just have their own, massive housing complexes being built for them. If universities already have tenured professors, then engineers that have the longevity, people are like, well, they're getting paid. We'll just have more incentives like Google and Apple, if they just rebuilt their campuses in the Midwest, and they could just start literally building their own cities. So like, well, here's your house that's bigger than normal. Here's your 6-bedroom, 8-bedroom house that this land, for like when you really want to have engineers stay for a long haul with the company, and they can end up being good consultants, and you keep them around for the long haul. And then with your young engineers, you might have to literally start building like dormitories. In a sense, like literally, if you had your compound, Microsoft, Facebook, whatever, in the Midwest, then you'd have to have your, literally start building your own kind of cities. And then they would have more leeway. You know why they had more leeway? Because then they would have, you buy the land, they build the municipalities and the policies around them, and you can start building your own housing units and dormitory units. Then you can start having your underground, train tunnels, because it's all the land and facility and campuses and municipalities that you have built. So literally, you could have your own dormitory compounds on company grounds and have your underground trains, underground transportation systems for your housing complex go right to your facilities. You can then have your own land, like Google, Microsoft have their own land where they build their own houses, massive compounds for the tenured staff of the engineers. So yeah. But of course, what that'll do is change housing here in the Bay Area. But I mean, it's already just it's whatever. It's me talking. You're ranting. They're gonna keep buying more offices, and their workforce is going to work remotely, and they already work remotely now. What I mean by that is, even here in the Bay Area, you see the immediate shift where people enjoy going to work. They love the kind of camaraderie that happens when it's like you're in the office and all the creative ideas are flowing, and then you leave the office, you kind of decompress. But the massive facilities aren't almost like not needed. Not when they're in a dense area and they literally can't build proper exit paths for their facilities so they don't disturb like a suburb that only has a 4-lane road going 2 lanes both ways. So for the whole compound, even for like a bad fire hazard, you don't have a proper exit of a full block that's like 2 clicks, like 2,000 meter radius, where there should be an exit or safety exit, right, for the facility. Instead, they're funneling everybody only to like 3 streets. And the 4th street, the northmost street, they think from a safety standpoint, okay, the west, south, and east can evacuate people, but literally the north part of the compound of Apple's massive spaceship, or the Apple ring or whatever, it's not to disturb the 4-lane, the 2 lanes both ways, the suburb of single-story homes. So like even just from an engineering and safety standpoint, it's a bad design. If fires happen, guess what they have to do? They have to drive 2,000 meters in the other direction for firefighters to get onto the compound to help take on any kind of fires. Or hopefully, Apple engineers already have their own fire teams on site or whatever. But just when you think about it from a safety and a fire standpoint, it's like because of how big their facility is inside the middle of a fucking suburb, the design and engineering is unsafe. Like, like that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. An earthquake standpoint, if something happens, you can't use 2,000 meters of space because it's just trees and a wall and a fence. With that much space, that much distance, that much infrastructure, should be, um, man, it's just not good. Every 1,000 meters should be some sort of gate, and you can't have more than 2,000 meters where it's just a black fence and there's no way to escape out. But they want to say the west, south, the south, east, and west of the compound for the, is just goes back to they built massive facilities, and I bet not even, I wonder if they would even say how many people are even back in the offices. Like how much of their remote workforce not even using Apple's campus. Yeah, it's mostly close to the public. Yeah, I understand, but it's talking about how many people actually use it. What is this stat? Oh, hold on. I'm not paying for that. It took $5 billion to build it. 2.8 million square. It's $5 billion spaceship campus. It's attached to the plant. It must have a way to roll with the. It sits on 700 huge stainless steel saucers. Oh, they're separated. The buildings aren't connected. It's like 700 mini buildings. The campus itself can lift and fall 4 feet. They built seismic shock absorbers. Oh my goodness! It goes back. It goes back to Never mind. Before I say it, it goes back to just building everything too big. 12,000 employees. Huh? Oh, hold on. They're like February 2023 last year, a year ago. Apple's current policy allows one month, 30 days or 4 weeks of remote work per year. But they expect had to force the employees to come back to the campus because they had no excuse to build the campus. They spent $5 billion on a project and realized, oh my God, we had 13,000 contractors. Try to build earthquake-proof building that we have to force our employees back to the office because they could do all this, they could do all the same work from a coffee shop or from their home. Um, there's a saying that I heard from so many tech people in the Bay Area. They were like, "Bro, could this just be an email?" They're like, like the running joke between like medical students and finance students and tech students, engineers and in the Bay Area is they're like, does this really need us to be like do we have to come in for this? It's always the like, is this could it just be a fucking email? Could this just be a fucking email? And you're just like everyone's sitting in a room, they're talking, and they all look around each other like, and that's hilarious. So that's just like a running joke in the Bay Area. It's just like probably for the past like 10 years. Like, oh man. September 2022. It was so bad a year and a half ago. I had to launch a bad workforce organization structure that requires their employees to return to the office within 3 days per week because they realize we're gonna require our employees to be in the office 3 days a week because they wasted billions of dollars on something they didn't need when their entire workforce can just work remotely or in a coffee shop. Before the pandemic, Apple was less remote friendly than any other Silicon Valley tech. Bro, I can't try to save themselves with like some shit ass PR 2 sentence bullshit. However, however, it's nearly its entire workforce was mostly fully remote through much of the pandemic. Because they didn't have to waste billions of dollars building a compound. And have to literally launch company policy bullshit to force people back in the buildings. Holy shit. So I need people to stop and think just because these assholes have a lot of money, they know how to use their fucking brains. Oh man, it goes back to earlier conversation I had. Humans are stupid. Idiocy. Idiocracy. It's sheer fucking stupidity. Oh, I gave them the solution and found their problem for them. So yeah, I solved it for them. Sure, they could send me the check, or they could just. When I see them move, when I see these companies move to the Midwest, start doing exactly what I just said today. Over the next, and then as they transition, and all their people just kind of drop their food in front of them, and their notepads and their iPads, as they drop their iPads in front of themselves, they're like, "Oh shit, the Black Boy Genius from the Bay Area knows what he's talking about." I'm like, yeah. They'll probably slowly start shifting all their resources. It'll probably take them 7 or 10 years because they're so. The younger executives are looking around like, bro, I could save the company billions of dollars once these old hats retire and I can get a raise. Yep. And all the old engineers and all the old executive leaderships look around like, fuck, we fucked up. We have to like keep everybody where they're at or else we get fired for having this shit idea of building a multi-billion-dollar compound or buying up offices. The younger execs are going to look around and realize, holy shit, these higher execs above us keep making stupid fucking decisions. Okay, once they fucking retire, let's fix this fucking company. They can move their workforces to work in coffee shops or work at home. It saves the fucking footprint on the fucking planet. Stops fucking electricity output and wasting fucking energy costs on cooling of fucking buildings that no one sits in. Google knows what I'm fucking talking about. Microsoft knows what I'm talking about. Facebook knows what I'm talking about. They have fucking offices, rooms and buildings, and no one's fucking in. The computers are all fucking off. To fucking what's it called? to keep the fucking AC on. Like, wasting energy, cooling rooms and buildings that no one fucking sits in. Quite fucking literally. It's empty fucking white desks. Empty fucking desks. Because all the workforce gathered up their laptops and PCs and were like, I just do this from home. They grab their laptops and they're like, I'm going to do my work in Hawaii. They grab their laptops, I'll send my report when I land in Japan. I'm in Spain for 2 weeks, and they just do their work on their computer. So the young execs that eventually will lead the big tech companies will probably use their fucking brains and realize, holy shit, the fuck do we have these massive compounds? Destroy these compounds and campuses, sell them back to the fucking cities, and then they can start building more homes and houses. So I think Google will probably make the right move in the future. Google will probably eventually pick up their entire workforce, do exactly what I said, buy cheap fucking land in the Midwest, and they can start having their underground trains from their housing complexes back to their factories, back to the tech factories, back to their tech farms, data farms. They have their municipalities, their own laws, control, dictate what they can build on their land. And then they can sell back the land and campuses to the cities or to real estate agencies, and those become prime real estate for like better housing, more entertainment complexes, more mixed commercial hybrid housing, real estate, whatever mixed use real estate. There's people understand there's land is designated for like housing only, land is designated for zone for commercial use only, and there's like hybrid home commercial use. That has to do with like safety, whatever. And they determine all these buildings are going to be so high, you can only dig so deep. Like whatever, just there you go. Oh, I'm not talking at Paul Belter. I'm just to the internet for posterity. That's it. Paul Belter's stream in the background as always. Great League of Legends content. Multiple LCS champion. Incredible North American talent. Any laner can learn from the mid lane. Every mid laner becomes great league players. Your fundamentals as a mid laner solidifies your skill set in the game and allows you essentially the propensity to play any other role. And you're watching one of the best ever do it. And do it fucking live, too. He's 8-2-10 on fucking Akali at 278 CS. Great shit. Lighting the fucking Rift on fire. Taking kids' sandwiches. Kicking people facing. Paul Belter's like dominating. Conference, whenever you see conference ended, I mean someone was watching his game live or whatever. Yeah. The hell does chat think that's a loss, bro? And don't be mad at the LP gains, because once you're challenger, the LP gains have to be lower because you're increasing the skill ceiling of the entire game. Your LP leads push the volume of the MMR bracket. So that's why your LP gains aren't that tall. As you climb as a challenger, you are shifting the entire MMR meta up. So you have to gain less LP. Every time you gain LP as a challenger, you're literally lifting the weight of all of the bracket of MMR and you're pulling it higher. You're pushing the ceiling higher. The LP gains have to be smaller. Dude, what is chat doing? Hey, there's Atticus. What is Atticus doing? Oh my god, he's still in the food. Atticus got onto the table, and I think he's eating Paul Belter's food. His dog Atticus, like, walked over to his desk, like, after Paul Belter left, and I think just went up to the desk and started eating his food or something. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's a funny dog. Let's see what the dog is thinking. The dog is probably thinking, like dog's probably thinking dad is Paul Butler or Paul Butler's dad. The dog is looking at Paul Butler as his father, and he's thinking like, whatever he's eating, he gets to eat. The dog's probably thinking, is he eating prehistorically? Is that keto? I mean, I would never advocate for anyone to eat like a prehistoric person. Like, what is he eating? Oh, I'm talking about, I guess that's a taco that he's eating? Like a giant taco? Oh, it's called Tacos 1906. Oh, the place is literally called Tacos 1986. Wait, they only have 55,000 followers on Instagram. What? Wait, then why is his taco crunchy? Oh, he has a fried taco. Damn, bro, Tacos 1986 does look pretty damn good, bro. Another good, yeah. Holy shit, is that Paul Butler? How many excellents did he have? Wait, did they announce it? Wait, did they announce that yet? Did Paul Butler just leak their surprise? They already announced it, right? Surely. Uh, uh, they already announced that, right? Don't tell me Paul Butler just leaked that. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? What did you just say? What? Oh, he's talking about. Has Paul Butler ever cast it before? Um, Noted. Wait, but has Paul Butler ever cast? Oh, congrats on the 4-2. What? Mm-hmm. Add that to the resume. Oh, that's. I was just about to ask. Like, I was like, wait, what? Just be yourself, man. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I hope Paul Butler doesn't feel any kind of pressure because, yeah, no pressure. But it's no pressure. It's not an LCF championship pressure. Easy. We're not in a stadium with 10,000 people screaming. But Paul Butler. What? But dress to impress, like, I don't know, 80K to 100K people. Just think, Pope just needs to think, how do you want to be perceived with like 100K people seeing videos? Mm-mm-mm. You're not thinking eyes on. Nope. Yeah, just dress to impress. I mean, because where Pope needs to understand it from an entertainment standpoint is like once you cast LCS game, it's eyes on all the VODs, it's eyes on multiple broadcasts, any kind of hiatus that then happen from any kind of marketing, you know. So that's why it's going to be like 100,000 plus people seeing what you look like, what you wear. So yeah. So it's if you're going to present yourself, dress to impress if you're casting a game because you're going to have 100,000 plus people see you eventually, what you look like and how you operate it in that space. So you might as well look good doing it. So yeah. But Tacos 1986 does look like a pretty chill spot. And what I mean by that is I could just go like wherever the LCS files are at. Is this it? This is the full episode. LCK Global. So even see what some people are doing too is they're like if they miss that day, right? So if this is a LCK, but just like how Bo Belter performs as a caster, the LCS could also open up to him to opportunities to maybe cast for like LCK, and then for which you would have. How do you feel about what you're wearing if 700,000 people see what you look like? Do you see what I'm saying? So Paul Butler is thinking like, hey, however I perform casting on the LCS, hey, maybe I am a good caster, maybe he is a good caster, and he has the opportunity to then cast for the LCK, and then for which you then have 700,000 people seeing what you look like, how you present yourself, in that space. So yeah, that's why to the other person they don't understand entertainment design. There was an individual in chat, in Paul Butler's chat, that has no understanding of entertainment design, and so or producing content. So this is the 6-hour and 30-minute broadcast LCK. Yeah, people work, people are at school, people at university, and they wanted an area where they can rewatch the pros game on their own, and there's no spoilers. It just says the 2 matches, boom, 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 boom. That's how it should be. 6 hours and 30 minutes for best of 3, best of 3. That's how it should be done. Challengers League qualifiers. Okay. If they would have advertised the Challengers League a little better, but I don't think they are. Yeah, see, these are all highlights, but remember, the highlights give away the wins based on how many games there are. What we're not seeing is like a full broadcast. Where's like the full VOD? Where's the like full VOD? Huh? Oh, it's midnight. It's midnight because the. Oh, let me close this down. Is he watching a sped up version of? Oh, it's Nemesis. How to play NASA's coach. Cool. I'm surprised that Nemesis is playing NASA's top lane. Isn't he a mid laner? Yeah, I was gonna say like everything that Nemesis just did was like super obvious. Like I would never. You don't take a hyper. Nasus is a late game character. Why are you applying early game pressure to a Tryndamere? Like what? Like you're dead every single time. How to play Nasus coaching is Nemesis showing people how not to play Nasus? Because every single fundamental thing he's doing wrong. Why would you upload this video? Everything you're fundamentally doing wrong is wrong. You're taking a late game character that needs 3 items that wins the game like at the 18 plus mark, at the level 18 plus mark, and you're trying to play early game pressure. You're not an early game champion. And you're not even a top laner. You're a mid laner. But your fundamentals in mid lane should have always been there. So I don't know what that YouTube video. Uh, what? Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I need to cut the stream because it's doing the